Right, so today's video is all about how to get the perfect lawn stripes. This is for someone who might want to get this sort of aesthetic on their lawn with a striped effect, but they're just not sure how. So I'm going to be explaining the science behind it in today's video, but also showing you two different methods to achieve a finish like this. Let's start off by talking about why we actually get lawn stripes in the first place, and it's all to do with shadows and reflections. You can see that we have strips that are much lighter and ones that are much darker, and the reason behind it is because of the way the sun casts its light across the lawn. When we flatten these grass blades, we're seeing much more of the grass blade pointing this way, which means the sun's more likely to reflect a much lighter shade of green off the grass leaves. With these ones being angled towards the camera now, you can see that they look much darker, and the main reason is to do with shadows. With them all facing this way, you're seeing almost through the grass blades and seeing the darker canopy below. So it gives you that aesthetic where we have two slightly different colours on the lawn. And the angle of the sun will have a massive impact on how well the stripes pop. If I take you to the lawn out at the front, you'll see that from this side, the stripes are quite defined, and that's because we've got the sun over, there it is, this side of the sky at the moment. If we just run around the other side, you'll see that the stripes are nowhere near as defined, and some people are blessed with having a lawn almost in the perfect position to actually reflect the light in the perfect kind of way. Early doors in the morning, this side looks absolutely amazing, and the side you're looking at now is less defined. As the day goes on, it's the angle you're at now currently which really makes the stripes pop. That's nothing to do with me or the quality of the cut, it's all to do with the position of the sun. So the first method you can use to get perfect lawn stripes is the cheapest and arguably the easiest really, and that's just using a basic landscaping brush. All you need to do is basically brush your lawn. I mean, you will look like a bit of a weirdo when you do this. What it's going to do is it's going to flatten all those grass blades partially in one particular direction, and then that way it's going to give you a nice striped effect. The hardest part with this is just making sure that you keep your brush as straight as you possibly can. You might get the odd wiggle knocking about, so you might need to do this again or just go back over them, but it's fairly easy to do because the stripes, as much as they look defined, you can undo them pretty easily also. So without even cutting the grass, you can see that you can get a fairly decent looking lawn by literally just using a brush. But the most common way of getting lawn stripes is just to use a lawnmower that has a rear roller. Now you can see from this cylinder mower we have a roller at the front, and we also have quite a big rear roller at the back. And the benefit of using a cylinder is the fact that you don't have wheels at the side, so you're not going to get any unsightly wheel marks, just leaving you with a really nice defined stripe. But you can achieve a similar result using a rotary. You'll just need to make sure that it does have a rear roller on the back, otherwise you're only going to get lines from the wheels. Now you can see that there are sort of the remnants of the old lawn stripes, and this space was cut around about 3 days ago, so they have lasted somewhat, but you'll see now that when we get on with the mower, it's going to continue to flatten those grass blades. So you can see that the stripes become much more defined, and if we come round to this other side, you'll notice that they look a little bit darker. The sun's coming in from this angle over here at the moment, and yeah, it's not actually hitting the lawn, but it is meaning that from the angle you're at now, the stripes look a little bit darker. Now, not everyone's after the darkest stripes on the planet. If I just give this lawn a cut now at about 10 mil, you'll be able to see that although we do get fairly decent lawn stripes, they're nowhere near as defined as the ones you've just seen down at the bottom. and that's because this lawn is being cut at 10mm at the moment, whereas the one you've just seen is being cut at around about 20. So this one has half the length on the grass blade, which means that the lighter stripes still remain fairly light, but it's the darker stripes which are much less defined. It's going to cast less shadows, which means there's not going to be that much of a difference in between the two colours of the different stripes. And the lower you go, you'll notice that the more similar those colours become. So if you prefer to have something much darker like this, then just keep a little bit more length on your grass blade. If you want to keep a consistent pattern on your lawn, what you can do is burn in your striping. It is a little bit easier if you've got a bent fescue lawn like this, because the way this grass grows, it grows laterally. So when you flatten those grass blades, when you're striping them, it means that the grass is then going to start growing mainly in that direction. If you've got ryegrass, you'll burn it in slightly less because most of the growth is vertical, so they tend to almost grow out of the stripes much quicker than a bent fescue lawn will. But if you do cut a ryegrass lawn in the same direction continuously, you absolutely will be able to burn in your stripe. And to do it, all you've got to do is just keep cutting in the same direction for the course of around about a week or two, and then the stripes are likely to last longer and longer each time. However, if you don't want to burn in a stripe, then what you can do is put a pattern on the lawn, just leave it around about 3 or 4 days, get back on with your mower, and at that point, even with a bent fescue lawn, you'll have had a little bit of vertical growth, and that means that you can get on and flatten those grass blades in another direction, giving you a slightly different aesthetic. But does a striped lawn mean a quality lawn? Absolutely not. You can have a terrible lawn with fairly decent lawn stripes, and trust me, I've had lawns like that before. I've even had a lawn which I killed off using Roundup. It was completely brown, and I had, if I say so myself, some fairly decent lawn stripes knocking about in it. So don't be fooled into thinking if there are stripes, the lawn's going to be boss. It absolutely isn't the case. The true test of a quality lawn is to get right in over the top of the sward and to see what's happening in the canopy and to see the density. And if you want to get a lawn that looks like this, then you can head over to my YouTube channel. I've got loads of content on there about how to maintain and manage your lawn in the simplest possible way. We're on a crusade on this channel to make lawn care really simple and accessible, and to help people to achieve results like this with little to no work. I've not done a lot to this lawn this year. I've cut it, I've fed it, and it looks as boss as what this does. So if you are interested and you haven't already, consider subscribing. Feel free to give it a like if you've enjoyed it, if you found it interesting or useful in any kind of way. The TikTok is Novice Gardener Official, and the Instagram is Novice Gardener YT. And yeah, finally, thanks for watching.